You know,
I'm doing okay. You gonna start some trouble?
not necessarily.
Okay, I'm just checking. I don't know what we got here. State your name.
Timothy Frank.
Thank you, sir. All right. Where are we on this? This is the consent.
That's consent judgment, Your Honor. Rent to retain is 1283.81 through the month of August. Costs are 177.72 for a total redemption amount of 1461.53. Possession over. Should there first if not paid in full.
All right. You gonna be able to get this done?
Yes, sir.
Right. You're a student. So are you gonna have the money or are you depending on like a refund?
Yeah, I mean, I called the school. They told me it's out on the 28th, but even if that doesn't clear, I'll still have the money. So just
Sure.
yes.
Okay. No, I just want to make sure because I have a lot of students coming and they always tell them their refund's coming then, and then next thing you know, you get another email that it's not there yet, and blah blah blah. I just want to make sure that
I'll be good though. I called up there and I make sure I have the money, like even if it doesn't.
even without it, you'll make sure. All right. You have any other questions regarding this judgment?
Not.
All right. And I do have to apprise you, you're unrepresented by counsel. This is a consent judgment. You have 3 business days to think about this. If you believe that there's some legal reason, some right you didn't assert, or some other misunderstanding, you'd have to file a motion with the court within that time frame. Understand that?
Sir.
Where are you in school?
Eastern Michigan.
Studying what?
Marketing.
What are you going to do with that? What are you going to be when you grow up?
Well, last time I told you,
Yeah,
best real estate agent.
I know. And I said, okay, whatever. Is that what you're still going to be, or did it
That's-
change from last time to now?
That's the only plan. That's the only goal. So, yeah,
All right. All right. Good luck to you, young man.
thank you. I appreciate it.
Take care. Where are you from? Where?
Flint, Michigan.
Oh, you're from Flint? Yes. No, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just saying I knew he was in the way Flint sagging off something. I don't know. Anyway, all right, young man, you take care of yourself. Peninsula Place versus Shayla Taylor.
When?
Sending me a message.
Good morning, good afternoon.
Your name?
Shayla Taylor.
All right, where are we on this?
Your Honor, we have a proposed consent matter as well. Rent to retain is 834.84. Costs are 177. 1,012.56. Possession only writ issued.
Is all of that correct, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And you're gonna have that by that day?
Yeah, I'm gonna have it by the 28th. I get paid on the 28th.
You get paid on the 28th?
Mhm.
Okay. You have any other questions regarding this judgment?
I think so.
All right. I will sign off on this judgment. I will apprise you, since you're unrepresented by counsel, you have 3 business days to think about this. If you believe that there's some legal reason, some right you didn't assert, some misunderstanding or confusion, you have 3 business days to file a motion to set this aside. You understand that?
Got it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a-
Have a blessed weekend. Peninsula Place versus Zaria Goss.
Robert Costanza.
Goss, not checked in. You may proceed.
Honor, we court for entry of default judgment for possession. Rent is $1,017. Costs are 177.72. For possession only includes writ issued after the 31st of May.
Judgment to the plaintiff that is by default for possession. The amount is in the amount requested with the writ within 10 days. Thank you. Peninsula Place versus Christina Beasley.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. Your name?
Christina Beeson.
All right. And where are we on this?
Your Honor, we have a proposed consent judgment for possession only. Rent retains $550.89. Costs are 177.72 for a total of 728.61. Writ to issue after the 31st if not paid in full. Beasley did indicate dropped check off. Through the debt applied to the judgment as a partial payment. I think you said $400.
$401, yes.
Okay, so you paid 400. That's not reflected in the dollar.
Right, it has been negotiated.
Okay. So all of this correct?
Yes.
You have any questions regarding any of this?
No, sir.
All right. I will sign off on that. You have 3 business days to think about this. If you believe that there's some legal reason, some confusion on your part, some misunderstanding, or some right you didn't assert,
Okay.
you have 3 business days to file that motion.
Okay. Thank you.
Go student,
I am. At
doing what? I think I probably asked you last
Hey.
time. I don't remember.
marketing as well.
So marketing? I don't even know what that. So what are you gonna be when you grow up?
Real estate as well. I want to go into real estate.
If you tell me you're from Flint,
No,
I'm gonna have a problem. Where are you from?
I'm from Detroit.
Okay, see, that's where I was born. All right, so and
Yes, sir.
those people with your food are calling. Oh, it's in. I can give you my watch. Never mind. So, and then you're gonna go into real estate.
I do. Yeah.
What is the fascination with real estate?
Good market, you know? I want to get into it's good money. So, yeah. I also just want
You're
to
just looking for cash.
a little bit.
Okay, go ahead. I mean, who's not, right?
Yeah.
What year are you?
I'm going into my junior year.
Why do you have to think about that?
I ended up doing like a 2 gap years, so I just transferred over last semester. So yeah, my
2 gap years?
I did.
I don't know how that works. Okay. Well, best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Get this thing paid off so you don't have to stress about that, okay? All right, you take care. Alan, I'm quitting. I'm going into real estate. Apparently.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Zachary Kelly.
Okay.
Your Honor, Alan Groman,
Pardon?
her husband.
Okay. All right, where are we on this?
So the last time we met, we adjourned for about a month or so. I was active to find alternate housing. And look for some employment. I know he's looked for employment, but I'm not sure where he's at with the housing.
Have you guys talked at all? Actually, it's you, Miss Morrissey, more than.
Well,
We've had very little conversation on this matter for the housing perspective because she's going through some issues with family. But
Go ahead.
but for housing wise, I've been trying to find alternatives, because I'm very limited with Hawk and the Delaney Center. Hawk and the Delaney Center in Washington. Nothing good.
So you haven't found a place to move?
And family is not even there for me. So
All right.
yeah, I feel bad putting the responsibility on them to continue that, but it's just annoying, you know.
How much time are you going to give them to leave? Because, I mean, there's not a tribal issue in this case. It's a termination thing. Pardon? I'm sorry?
be in the case.
No, I'm just saying it's a termination case. So, I mean, he's going to have to leave. There's not a tribal issue for me. It's going to be really at this point. I had adjourned it out the last time so that.
I spend the time so that he would have time.
Right.
I think I haven't been home a lot because I've been spending every day with my sister who has stage 4 cancer.
Sorry.
So, and she was put in hospice, so that's the reason I haven't been home. But as far as conversations go, I think it's if they don't go as to how he expects, we don't, it seems to us that his expectation is for this to go on forever, but it's gone on for 7 years.
I agree with that. Sorry.
What date do you want to give him to move out? You can, so let me just explain to you what your options are. You can give him 10 days, which basically is the end of this month. If you want to extend that time, then I'd issue a judgment extending that time, but it's the 10 days otherwise.
10 days.
10 days.
I don't know what. Going by that, and
Court will find that there's no tribal issue. I'm going to issue a judgment for possession to the plaintiff. A writ to issue in 10 days. It's being a termination case, there is no redemption. Folks need to go out to the counter, ask them for a judgment. Fill that judgment out and bring it back down to the court so it gets signed off and the 10 days starts running from today. All right, thank you. Nick Hopwood versus Jason Haas. Your names?
We're appearing on behalf of Nicholas Hopwood.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jason Haas.
All right, where are we on this case?
We submitted a consent judgment to the court for
Yes.
entry. And I was advised by court staff that there was something with respect to, I'm hearing the 3-day right to terminate the order. That was the holdup to entry by the court. I'm not sure if
Who told you that?
someone,
Okay,
I was following up on it and I wasn't sure.
I got you. Okay. So this consent judgment reads that there's $3,300 rent to retain possession, $139.60 in cost for a total amount of $34,39.60. And that is to be paid by September 21st, 2026. So you're extending the time period to pay,
Correct.
or a writ would issue. There could be liable for money damages after you move out. Acceptance of partial payment will not affect the order of eviction, and no money judgments in it at this time. That's the court's full understanding of the agreement. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Is that your understanding, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. And I will sign off on this judgment. I will also indicate to you, because you were unrepresented by counsel, you had 3 business days to think about this. You believe that there's some legal reason, some misunderstanding, some right you didn't assert, or some other confusion, you'd have to file a motion within those 3 business days. Doesn't mean I grant it, but you have those 3 business days. You understand that?
Yep.
Okay, thank you, folks.
Your Honor, can I burden you with a question?
Yeah, I may not be able to give you an answer, but yeah, you can burden me. Go ahead.
Well, I just, for future reference, and I'm not in front of Your Honor very often, but
Yes.
if I do submit a consent judgment to the court, as I did in this case, is there a way for that to get entered to avoid having to appear? Just because I know Mr. Haas had to take work off to be here in person.
Right.
My client's paying, which is what it is, but I'm just trying to figure that out.
Right. There are numerous ways in which it's done. There are times at which, so if you let my staff know, like if the judgment comes in, it's there, then we pretty much have a way where we allow those parties then, while this is an in-person hearing, to appear via Zoom. Because of the way the court rules and the interpretation reads, particularly with reference to a consent judgment, the court is supposed to make some inquiry of the defendant. But you're right in terms of everything that you said. It costs your client money to come down, but I don't think anybody in Lansing that was making those rules thought about that. And you got to take off of work. And if you can just drop in for a 2-minute hearing.
So the court still needs to have an actual advise him in writing. We could.
Correct. Even though you advised them, the way the rule reads, I'm supposed to indicate that to the defendant. I'm not saying that occurs all of the time, but that's the way the rule reads.
Okay, so there's no way for us to avoid physically coming, Because the problem was that the court said if you don't submit for a Zoom request by Tuesday close of business, we had to.
Was that my staff that told you that, or is part of what's in there?
So I submitted.
Council, on these,
Yeah.
say we just are going to enter the judgment, may we please appear by Zoom. Those exceptions come to me, and I can tell you customarily, if council's telling me that's what's happening, we get to you by Zoom.
Fair enough.
Okay, so send an email if that's the issue.
And that brings us to the end of this courtroom session. But there's actually a lot more happening here than just a series of routine housing cases. What stands out is the judge's approach. In several of these matters, the court isn't simply rubber stamping an agreement. The judge takes the time to make sure the people involved actually understand what they are agreeing to, especially when someone is appearing without an attorney. That 3 business day window is important because it gives an unrepresented party a limited opportunity to come back to court if they believe there was a legal issue, confusion, or a right they failed to raise. And then we get to the more difficult situation involving Zachary Kelly. The judge had already given him additional time to find alternative housing, but the court was now facing the reality that the case involved a termination of the tenancy. The judge acknowledged the circumstances, including the family hardship that had been raised, but ultimately explained that the case still had to move forward. The result was a judgment for possession, with the writ set to issue after 10 days. That's the part of courtroom procedure people sometimes miss. A judge can recognize that someone is going through a genuinely difficult situation and still be required to apply the legal framework governing the case. Sympathy and legal authority are not necessarily the same thing. And the final exchange gives us another interesting look at how the system works behind the scenes. An attorney questioned why parties sometimes have to physically appear for what can be a very short consent judgment hearing. The judge explained that under the way the rules are being applied, the court still has to make certain inquiries directly with the defendant, but also acknowledged the practical burden of making someone take time off work just for a brief appearance. So, if there's one lesson from this entire session, it's this. Courtroom proceedings may look simple on the surface, but every judgment carries consequences, deadlines, and procedural rights. Whether you're a tenant, landlord, attorney, or simply watching from the outside, the biggest takeaway is to understand what is being placed on the record before you agree to it. Because once that courtroom door closes, what sounded like a quick conversation can become a legally enforceable judgment. And that's what makes these seemingly routine hearings worth paying attention to.